Hey, welcome to Corbellic Studios. Today we're going to be painting a beautiful puppy dog. This is going to be a puppy dog staring up at the sky. It's going to be like a puppy. Well, what kind of canines do you call these? Is canine? Is canine a breed? No, maybe that's not. See, I don't even know about dogs either. I don't even know the names of dogs. But let's call this one. What does it look like? Like maybe a Rottweiler. Maybe it's a. Is it a Rottweiler? Yeah, I think it's a Rottweiler, or maybe it's a baby Rottweiler. All right. So we're just going to do that. It doesn't matter. Look, I get references from all kinds of things. I don't actually have to know what the name is or anything like that. If I see it's something that's beautiful, I want to have a reference of it, I paint it, okay? So you should do the same thing. You don't have to know all the details of the references that you're painting, or they don't even have to make any sense. They don't even have to make sense when you're done with it. Anybody can do this. We work off of the projector to have the proportions. Then we listed on eBay. I sold over 17,000 of paintings just like this over 8 years. And you can learn how to do it too. But let's get into it right now, just so I can show you how quick and easy these are. And we're not even thinking about it. All right, so this is our baby Rottweiler right now. Don't be mad at me in the comments if it's not a Rottweiler. Okay? I'm trying. All right, we're just gonna do, I think today what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna have a basic background. That way, what I am going to do after I'm done painting the Rottweiler principle, because it's going to be pretty quick, then I'm going to go in on the background and I'm going to actually paint in where it's going to be like a solid either red, I'm thinking, or it might be a different color. But sometimes I do that just that way I could change it up as well, and I don't always have my backgrounds look the same, because I don't always want my buyers on eBay to always think like, to get used to my backgrounds feeling like they're always painted beforehand, kind of like this. I know we do this a lot for the videos, but a lot of times I don't do that as well, just to change it up for the customers. So I change my backgrounds up a lot too. It's not always this type of style, because that would get old on eBay and they won't go for it. You have to change it up. You have to change everything up. There was this one time, and you'll see that too once you start having your audience and you'll start having your tribe. Here, let me dry this off, and then I'll continue to tell you the story. So what I was saying is, you'll get your own tribe and your own collectors of people who follow you in the market, where you'll do a certain style. Like this one time I did this style where it was a bunch of UFOs, right? I was doing a bunch of them just because I seen that this one collector, or a couple of them, they were bidding high on these. Like every time I would do these UFO paintings, they would go for auction for $100, over $100, $150, and here I am, right? When you see that the iron's hot, what are you going to do? Human psychology, but these are things that I've learned all throughout the years of selling on eBay. So what are you going to do? Of course, human psychology. You're going to keep making you're going to keep making these Martian, these UFO paintings, right? And that's what I did. So I kept painting them, and then how it works on eBay is that once you do that, and then it gets to be dry, then all of a sudden they weren't hitting for anything. Nobody wanted them in the market, and it just wasn't as hot as when I was doing it. And that's a learning lesson, because you can't keep always, you can strike on when the iron is hot on certain things, but you can't keep hitting on it, or it'll get played out, and the customers aren't dumb. They don't want to keep seeing the same thing, because even though you might have a certain group of customers who buy the UFO paintings, what about the other customers who don't like those type of paintings, and they last week they bought your flowers, or they bought your superhero one, or your flower one? You get what I mean? You get lost and you keep trying to go for hitting on something. And that's why I tell people, like, eBay is different than galleries, because on galleries you could kind of get away with it, because you have this certain same type of customers, and they're going for you more than your art. They're going for you as a person. and they'll always go for your same brand. You could do that same brand for years because that's what you're known for in the gallery. But when it comes to eBay, you have to be you, but also you have to have a variety of different art. Here, I'm going to dry this off because I don't want to paint on top of this wet black. So that's why you always see me change. That's why you always see me change it up so much when it comes to art. It's not because, oh, he's so prolific. No, it's because I had to, or I was going to sink or swim. Because there's been so many times where I didn't change it up, right? And then I found out later on in that 10-day duration, I had to find out later on, almost 2 weeks later, that, I shouldn't have done it like that, because here I lost out on the money and I lost out on the time because I was trying to keep hammering over something that was the same style, the same concept, the same. And after a while, it gets played out, and you know it's going to get played out. You can't keep doing the same thing. You have to change it up, even if it's something that's outside of yourself, and you're like, this is not my art style or something that I would normally do. It doesn't matter. Are you an artist by name, or are you a business? Do you want to be in business, or do you want just to be a hobby? Do you want the name to be an artist? If so, then you can do that. But if you want to be a business, then you have to treat yourself like a business. One of the analogies that I used years ago when I first started getting into eBay, I would always say, you think Robert Kraft, who owns I think he owns the Patriots, or one of those football teams. But obviously he's Kraft from Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? I was like, you think that he knows that he makes the best macaroni and cheese that they sell in a box for, is it $1 now, or is it $2? I don't know. With inflation, I'm pretty sure they sell it for $3 now. But you get what I'm saying? Like, you think that he knows his company makes the best mac and cheese? No. But he knows that he has a business, and he's selling his product. And he's selling so many of them where he's making his profits for him to be a billionaire, because he's Kraft mac and cheese. I hope that's the same guy. I mean, I'm just using that as a, or even Starbucks. You think Starbucks thinks that they make the best cup of coffee? No. They know that there's so many different craft coffee guru places out there now where they know they don't make the best coffee, but they're a business, and how they operate it as a business, they make billions of dollars. You think McDonald's, who was the owner of that, Ray Kroc, when he was alive, you think, I mean, he didn't care about the ones who went out of business. I think I watched a documentary of it years ago. The ones who went out of business was the actual McDowell brothers, or the McDonald brothers. They went out of business, and then Ray Kroc, who bought it from them, or he swindled it from them, he turned it into what it is because he looked at it as a business. He knew that they wanted to make sure they went out of business because they wanted to make sure that their ice cream machines stayed top quality with an expensive refrigerators in each unit. And he just wanted to have where it was the instant ice cream machine maker, and it was the instant mix, is what I was trying to say. And you could just stir it in a cup, or whatever the instant thing is, so that way he didn't have to pay the electric bill for all of the refrigerators across the country, because that all adds up. We know how electricity is. But also other things in business, right? And he wasn't thinking about, oh, I needed to be the best quality burger anymore. More like he wanted to be the best business. And that's how you need to think about your business. You need to think outside yourself, where are you an artist? Do you want to keep paying for the expensive refrigerators? If so, then that means like you want to keep getting the expensive brushes and the expensive paint and all this stuff because they convinced you to do so. You're the consumer. You think that you're being an artist when you're the consumer. You're being a consumer. And you're not running a business at that point. So do you want to be that? If you do, I can't knock it. I never knock anybody or judge anybody's journey, because that's your journey and you haven't gone through the journey yet. That's all that it means to me. You haven't gone through the journey enough of it. But the people who have been through the journey and they're like, you know what, I'm tired of doing XYZ. I'm tired of doing birthday parties, paint parties. I'm tired of doing art events. I'm tired of going to whatever your thing is. You have to get tired. And then you get it. Oh, this is a beautiful painting. And that's where I was just at with things, where it was like, you know what? A lot of people, it's hard for people to make money on eBay because their ego is still so attached to it. A lot of times the people are saying, I don't want my friends and family to know that I do this because I'm selling artwork on eBay. Can I a lot of times people ask, can I set my account up privately without my name and nobody knowing? Yeah, you could be anonymous. You could definitely be anonymous doing this. I didn't have social media when I was selling all of my art. And when I started off, that's one of the main reasons why I was anonymous, because I didn't want people to. I was embarrassed as well. But when I seen as much of the money that was coming in, and then it's been years, these people kind of fall off the map anyway. You don't even hear from these people, and it doesn't even matter because you're making the actual money. Like as many things that you were able to do for yourself in that period of time, you're not even thinking about it no more. It's a second. It's not even a second thought. I'm not even worried or focused about, because everybody has their own life to live. And then the real thing in the end, what you realize is that this whole time you were thinking that you're that important and people are paying attention and focused on you, and they're not. All right, look at that painting right there. I know I said I was going to do a color around it, but you know what? Actually, what we could do? We could do this. We can make a frame. These always look good. Oops. I never do cleanup work. Whatever happens is supposed to happen. I never feel like anything is a mistake. So you'll never see me like double back on things. And that's that. That is our painting right there. So much fun. Let me add a little bit more blue here. That's our Rottweiler. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. But you know what? Either if I don't know what I'm doing, I know what I'm doing. We did this together. It's going to get listed. It's going to get sold on eBay regardless, because it all sells. If you want to learn how you can make art and how you can start selling your art as well on eBay, have everything set up for you, all the templates, downloads, all of it is there for you. There's no guessing game. Don't mess up your account trying to do it yourself. Click the link below, join us, and I'll see you in the next video.